Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Finding the Details. I'm Laura Schuler. We're just going to give it a couple of minutes here to allow everybody into the room, but thank you so much for joining us and being a part of today's presentation. In the meantime, I must say little shout out to my fellow Canadians. Happy belated Family Day. I know Family Day for some of the provinces was just this past Monday, February 15th. So hope that for those of you who do live in those provinces and do celebrate Family Day, hopefully you were able to get some time off of work to spend some quality time with your family, or at least those people who are in the same household that you are in. So today's presentation is going to be about 30 minutes. And I think that we now have everybody in the room, so we will get going. Again, thanks so much for joining in. I'm Laura Schuler, and today we're going to be talking about zone entries and the importance of having four in the picture or having four attackers. And I think one of the key things when we look at numbers on the entry, it can do a lot of things for you. Number one, it can create multiple looks to your attack. So now you're going to be a threat many, many different ways. It's also going to allow for everybody, including your D, to be involved in the attack, be a part of the rush. And it's going to allow you to be able to take greater advantage of being able to use the width and depth of the ice on your attack. And one of the things that I think is most important is that your structure and the numbers that you have on your attack is going to allow you to be able to recover pucks quicker, as well as if you're not able to get a shot off, you're going to be able to maintain puck control and then create your next offensive play, whatever that might be in the offensive zone. So we're going to start with looking at our structure, as I often like to do. I'm sure this is absolutely nothing new for many of you. But one of the things that I like to point out is that, again, the first three people that cross over the offensive blue line, they're going to be your first wave of your attack. And then the fourth person that crosses over your offensive blue line is going to be your second wave of the attack. And then your last person that comes up the ice, they're really important. They become your safety. And you may notice here on my slide here that I have X1, X2, X3, X4, X5. I haven't designated things as forwards or D. And that's so important because you got to remember, hockey is a game of numbers. Okay. And you want to be able to use numbers to create numerical advantages all over the ice. So you might find in your first wave of your attack that one or two of these people might actually be defense. And that's okay. What's really, really important is that if in the first wave of your attack, you got two defenders who are up there, then this person who happens to be a forward has to have that awareness that 2D are up in the rush and they have to stay back and become your safety. That is really, really important. Your fifth player always has to be counting. Okay. How many people are in front of me? Am I the last person coming up the ice? And they got to keep the opposition in front of them as well, because in case there's any kind of a turnover, we got to be in really good position to be able to defend the rush as well as the middle of the ice and protect our goalie there from any breakaways. So one of the key things to your entries, if you want to be able to attack using both the width and the depth of the ice, then you want to enter the puck on the outside. And I think this is a key for coaches that is often overlooked when you're teaching your entries to your team. One of the key things that you want to do is as you're coming up the ice through the neutral zone, you actually want to try to bring the puck up through the middle of the ice. That's going to draw the defenders in towards the middle, and then it's going to open up the outside for your attack. So that's really important. Another detail that I think is probably the most important is that after we kick a puck wide, either left or right, to start our attack, we have to have somebody who's willing to lead the rush and basically drive the middle lane. And what we want to kind of do is we want to pull our defenders back with us. Okay, so if we don't have that, we don't have a good entry. All right. And by doing that, that's now going to open up both the width and the depth of the ice for our tack. Okay. Another important factor or detail that I think is really critical is the importance of this F3 or your third person over the blue line. Okay. They're going to become your dot driver and they have to stay wide as long as possible. All right. And they also want to be a step or two behind your second player that crosses over the red line. Okay. And because we all know that the more times, right, we're able to throw a puck across the Royal Road here. All right. And if we're able to shoot this puck, we have a 10% increase chance of putting that puck away in the back of the net. So really important that our dot driver stays wide as long as they can on the entry, okay? And then just like we want our X3 here to be a step or two behind our X2, our fourth attacker, we want to be a step or two behind our dot driver, all right? And that's gonna do two things for us. Number one, it's gonna allow us to be able to use the depth of the ice, which is really, really important. And then number two, it's going to put us into a really good position to be able to capitalize on any rebound opportunities that we may have. So, and again, our safety, just the importance of keeping everybody in front of us. All right. So in case there's any kind of a turnover, that we're in really good position to be able to defend any rushes that come back against us. Okay. So you can see that our structure and the numbers on our structure is going to allow us to have so many different looks and options. All right. Our puck carrier now can choose to shoot the puck on net. They can choose to feed the mid lane driver for an indirect shot on net. They can go all the way across to X3, or they can go off the goalie's far pad indirect to X3, or we can come back to that second wave of the attack. So those are just like 5 different options. And there's more, right? But today we're going to look at some of those options in video. But lastly, before I move into some video here, the importance of this structure and numbers allow you to recover pucks. Okay, so let's say our puck carrier does take a shot on net and that rebound goes into the far corner. Well, now our dot driver is in a perfect position to be able to pick that puck up and maintain puck possession. Okay, if the puck ricochets behind the back of the net, our X2 is now in perfect position to be able to get behind the back of the net and recover that puck. All right, or if the goalie obviously sends the puck into the strong side corner, right, our X1 or our puck carrier is now in really good position to be able to pick up a puck off the strong side. So hopefully you can see here as we start to kind of get into some videos, all the different looks that by having numbers and good structure, we're able to create off our attack. And for today's presentation, I'm going to actually use video from our Olympics as well as some recent NHL footage to show you some different looks off the entry. But we're going to start with, we'll always start with some clips of our women's game from this past Olympics. So here we're in red and we are playing against the US. US is in white here. Just going to turn down our volume so that doesn't bother us. All right. And the US, or we're going to turn the puck over right here and we're going to advance the puck. And the first thing I want you to see, okay, and this is critical, you want to attack with 4, then you got to get up the ice. So this is our defenseman, Jocelyn Larocque, and watch how hard she gets up the ice. Like she's moving. You're going to see her feet like 1, 2, 3, go, 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 right? So she's going. You can kind of see her right there. And then I'm going to stop the frame right here because this is another important part to our attack. All right. You can see we got X1, we got X2, and we got X3 right here on our attack. It's a clear 3-on-2. But this is important. Right now, okay, our number 20, Sarah Nurse, is shoulder checking as she's going through the neutral zone, all right? She's reading. She knows we have a 3-on-2 to be able to take advantage of. So awesome job by her just inside shoulder checking here. She knows we have a 3-on-2. And then I want to also point out right here, the importance of this player is committed to driving this middle lane here and pulling this defenseman back with her. All right. And you can see we got our X3 starting to let up a little bit. So she's not right in line with X2. She's a step or 2 behind. And as we come into the zone, there's our structure, right? We got a great F1, we got an F2, we got an F3, and at the far side of our picture here, we got a great F4 with that defender who I initially mentioned how hard she worked to get up the ice. And the other thing I want to point out is look at all their sticks. We got a stick on the ice. We got a stick on the ice. We got a stick on the ice. Okay. Everybody is ready right now to be able to receive a pass. Okay. And this is what makes it so hard on this goalie, because this goalie has no idea. Are we going to shoot? Are we going to feed the mid lane driver? Are we going to go across to X3? Are we going to go back to X4? Like, this is what makes this so hard for goalies to defend. And I'm going to rewind this here just a little bit because Sarah Nurse does a great job. She's already looking to the middle of the ice, but she's going to come in here and snipe it right over the goalie shoulder here. So watch this as we come into the zone, another look, shoulder check, and then roos it right over the goalie shoulder for a really nice goal in the Olympics for us. So this next clip here, this time we're in white, okay? And we're going to end up turning the puck over, and we're going back against the U.S. here. And the key thing that I want to show in this clip here, all right? So here's this is going to be our F1, our F2, and our F3. But this is a D, okay? So again, hockey's a game of numbers, and it doesn't matter. It's about who can get up the ice the fastest. All right. So this is our D. She's going to become our mid lane driver here. This is actually our forward's going to become our second wave of the attack. And this is our fifth player. Okay. Who's going to become our safety, who actually happens to be a D. So right here, watch this mid lane driver right here. She's going to go hard to net as we come in. All right. And we're going to end up shooting this puck. A lot of times, all right, if I rewind this just a little bit, the U.S. is doing a really good job right here, taking away any opportunities come across to our X3. So if a team is doing a good job back checking you, another way of creating offense is just by taking, especially if we're an outside shot on this side, so a lefty coming down the left wall, is trying to shoot that puck far pad to create a rebound opportunity for our X3 or X4. And Megan Augusta does this here. Unfortunately, we just missed the net. But the one key thing is right here. This is what I want to show, okay? That's our safety right there doing an awesome job of keeping the puck in the zone for us, okay? So anytime you try to shoot the puck, like obviously you're trying to shoot to score, but sometimes in this clip here, we were actually trying to shoot far pad here and we just missed the net. And why our fourth and fifth player up the ice, their jobs are so important in keeping pucks in for you as well, in case you do miss the net. So we're going to look at some NHL footage here. This is Toronto here is playing against Vancouver. So we're going to watch Toronto. They're in blue. They're in dark blue here. And they're going to come back for a puck and breakout. And the key thing that I first want to show you is right here. This is a defenseman, okay? This is the middle D. And how fast, just like Jocelyn Rock, he's going to get up into this play here, okay? So we got the puck right over here in the corner. We're going to do a little indirect play up to Nylander, who's the support player here. But again, watch this player and how fast he now gets up the ice. So we're going to do a little bounce pass. And now Nylander has this puck, okay? And one of the key things, coaches, is that if your wingers are stationary on the breakout, okay, they're probably going to have a hard time joining the rush, and they're going to end up being your fourth on the attacker. So there's our structure right there. We actually have a D who becomes our puck carrier. Right, we got a good mid-lane drive here with John right there, and then we got Simmons who becomes our F3, and then Nylander right here is going to be our fourth wave of the attack. Now, at least here end up making an outside shot on net, and I'm just going to rewind this because this is what's so important, and you got to practice this in practice. Like, you know, obviously he shoots it right in his gut, but if we can hit that far pad right there to Simmons, that's a goal. You know, so you got to practice that. That's a skill that's really, really hard, but one that you have to work into your practices. So this next clip here, we're going to watch the Bruins, okay? So the Bruins are in black. They're going to join the rush here or come up on the attack. And watch right here the importance, like I mentioned, we're going to come up through the middle of the ice. So we're carrying that puck up through the middle of the ice. And look right here, okay? Just by doing that, again, we're pulling the D towards the middle. Now what's going to happen is the Bruins are going to now kick this puck wide here, and that opens up the outside. We're going to take an outside shot and watch this player here follow the play up. He's going to get his own rebound and put this away. So there's the shot, there's the rebound, and it's in the back of the net. A nice goal by the Bruins there. So those clips that we just took a look at were pucks that went to net, outside shots. Now we're going to look at, instead of shooting the puck, we're going to look at feeding the mid lane driver. Okay. And this is an indirect pass to the mid lane driver. It's not a pass to be able to, stick handle and then shoot. It's like we want to redirect this on net. Okay. So let's take a look at some of these plays here. Here we're in white playing against the US, and we're going to end up pressuring the puck, and we cause the US to turn the puck over. And away we go the other way. And I'm going to stop this clip right here, because the one thing that I want to point out is the importance of our F2. Okay, we got our F1, our F2, and here's our F3, and this is our F4 coming up the ice, or X4 rather. But watch F2 here, all right? Anytime a defender stands you up, all right, whether it's happening at the red line, the blue line, we want F2 to squeeze this dot line right here so that we can recover any kind of chip pucks, all right? And then, obviously, if we end up self-chipping here, now we can go to net. So just watch this player right here, because we end up self-chipping to ourselves. So she starts to squeeze, all right? Now she knows we have control, so she goes now to net, sticks on the ice here. We're going to have a nice little lateral pass right over to our mid lane driver and a nice redirect. And that was a big goal for us in the Olympics. Okay, this next clip, we're playing against Russia. So this time we're in dark red. All right, and we're going to turn the puck over, and we're going to come back the other way. All right, so here's our F1. Here's our F2. And I want you to watch, this is awesome by Megan Augusta here. She's going to carry this puck in. I'll stop it here. First of all, stick right here is on the ice from Melanie Daou, okay? And Megan Augusta is going to carry this puck nice and deep here, and then she's going to lateral pass it over to Melanie Daou. So watch this. I'll rewind it, and now I'll play it for you. Comes in, good patience by Megan Augusta. Right there, hits the back of Melanie Daou's stick, and it's in the back of the net. So this next clip here, we're going to watch Philly. Okay, they're in white, playing against the Bruins here. And the Philly's going to start their attack, all right? Again, carrying the puck through the middle of the ice, draws the two defenders in. That opens up now the outside of the ice. And he's going to kick this puck wide here, and then he's going to drive the net with his stick on the ice. We're going to end up feeding the mid lane driver here, and this ends up being a really nice goal. Happens really, really quick here. But an awesome feed there. Nice hard pass to that mid lane driver. So right there, there's the kick. All right, nice hard pass. It's on his stick. Nice redirect right there, and it's in the back of the net. And I thought this was really cool, because watching this game, I like to watch a lot of the Bruins and a lot of the Leafs, but as soon as Philly did this, the Bruins came back and did the exact same thing against them. So watch this play right here. Bruins are good. Here's your F1. Here's your F2. Okay. And we're already going to net with our stick down. And right here, we're just going to do a nice lateral feed across over here to Charlie Coyle. Watch this. Nice indirect. And it's in the back of the net. Okay. So I know that happened pretty quick here. And I think we get a nice slow-mo of this. So a nice little feed here. And look at this. Nice little reach. Okay. It's not about stick handling that puck. You're just moving that puck lateral for a redirect, and it's in the back of the net. So the next thing that we're going to look at off this entry is when we move the puck lateral across the ice to X3, and we can either go direct to X3, or we can end up going indirect off the goalie's far pad. So let's take a look at some video with how that looks. So this time we're in black. We're playing against Finland's in white, and we're going to end up turning the puck over here. Right. And as we enter the offensive zone, okay, we're going to come in. I'm going to stop it. Boom, right here. There's our structure. All right. We got F1. We got F2. We got F3. Awesome job staying nice and wide here. All right. And we got our second wave of the attack right here. And what's going to happen is Mary-Philip Poulin going to cut inside here. Okay. Our mid lane driver is going to drive hard to net. And then we're going to feed this puck laterally right across the ice to our X3. So watch this. Nice lateral pass. All right. And nice play here by, I think, Megan Augusta. one of the things is, okay, she kind of gets this puck in her wheelhouse here, and so she's got to take a second to collect this puck. But you really want to practice this. Like, you got to be able to either shoot off the pass or almost do like on your stick, off your stick, like a double tap, to get this puck off quickly. And because Megan has to corral this, I really like this play. She ends up trying to put this puck off the goalie's pad here for a rebound. She's such a smart hockey player. She wasn't able to get the puck off her stick quick enough, but she made a really good play at the net, trying to create a rebound there. So this next clip, again, we're in black, and we're playing against Finland. And again, we're going to turn the puck over in the neutral zone, and we're going to re-attack. So as we come up the ice, here's the key thing that I want to show. All right. So we're carrying the puck through the middle of the ice, which is awesome. And then we're going to kick it. So this person right here, though, is a D for us. So they're going to become our X3. Great job here by Bridget Lequette getting up the ice quickly. All right. And then this is a forward who's going to become our second wave of the attack. So watch here. We're going to carry the puck over the blue line, and we're going to kick it out wide. There's the kick. And then I love this play here. Great heads up play. She's going to carry it in. Nice lateral pass over to X3. And I don't know how the goalie ends up making that save. But all right, so here we go. We're going to watch some Boston Bruins here. Okay, they're in white. And right here, we're going to get the puck. And the reason why I really, really like this clip is look at how far ahead this player is compared to his teammates. Okay, so he's got to buy time right now. So he's going to end up carrying this puck wide right there to buy some time. And I really like this. Okay, there's the structure: F1, F2, F3, or I should actually be using X1, X2, X3. And our F2 is going to go hard to net right here. And now we're going to look for this lateral feed across to Bergeron. So right there it is. And see how fast that puck is on Bergeron's stick. It's on his stick. It's off his stick. A really nice goal for the Bruins. So Toronto here, same play. Okay, they're in blue. They're coming up the ice. There's our 3-on-2. We're going to attack through the middle. We're going to kick it wide. And now we're going to commit to leading that rush right over to X3, on the stick, off the stick. It's in the back of the net. You got to practice that. You have to become really good at that. Okay. This next clip, we're going to watch right here, the team in blue. All right. So this is St. Louis Blues here. And the first thing I want to show you again is right here, the importance of our F2. Okay. This D has stepped up on this player right here. So this puck here is going to end up self-chipping. But watch the pattern of this guy. He knows he's got to squeeze this dot line, okay, in case he has to go get that puck. And obviously, if his teammate is successful, now he's going to go hard to net. So I'm just going to rewind this again and now let this play out and watch F2 skating pattern. Watch the squeeze. Okay, we got the puck. Now I'm going to go to net, okay? And this then, because he does that, opens up this pass to X3, on the stick, off the stick, and it's in the back of the net, okay? Another look we're going to look at is when we come back to the second wave of the attack, okay? And we can either come into the zone, drive the puck deep, and move it back to that second wave of the attack. You can also turn away from pressure, do a little delay, and then move it back to that second wave of the attack. So we'll take a look at some clips here when we were able to capitalize using the second wave of the attack. So this time we're in white. And nice breakout here. Shannon Zabados starts our breakout. She rims it up. And the key thing that I want you to watch here is right here, Jill Saulnier has the puck, okay? And it's a 1-on-3 in this picture, all right? And so many times I see players will try to go 1-on-1 against this defender, but I love what Jill does here. Instead of trying to go 1-on-1, right? She's going to take this puck wide, and that's going to buy time for her teammates, all right? And then she's going to turn around and hit the second wave of the attack. So watch this by Jill. This is an awesome, such a smart play. She's going to carry the puck wide, and now she's going to turn around. So here's our X1, our X2. Here's our X3. This actually is our X4. And look at the distance, okay? Jill has pulled this player right here down really, really far. And now we can come back to that second wave of the attack. We end up shooting the puck. And I'm just going to stop it right here because this was our X3, okay? Puck went into the far corner, and we're first to that puck because of our structure. So now we're able to maintain that offensive zone pressure against the US there. Okay, this next clip here, again, we're in white, and we're going to end up turning the puck over. We're going to attack, coming up the ice here. All right. And on this entry, okay, so this is Megan Augusta right here with this puck. Here's our F1. This is our F2. We're actually missing our X3. I don't know if our D are going for a change maybe. But right here, because we got held up just before coming over the blue line, okay, there's no way that Poulin can get over to that X3 spot. So she has to become our X4 here. All right. But I love this play because watch what Megan Augusta is so smart. She's going to carry this puck in deep. She's going to draw these two defenders into her. And then she's going to move this puck back to Marie-Philip Poulin. Okay. So just going to rewind it here. All right. She draws them deep. She pulls it back. It's on Poulin's stick. It's off Poulin's stick. And it's in the back of the net. And you could really see there's a slow-mo of this. All right. When Megan Augusta gets this, okay, she knows she's got this second wave of the attack. So she drives them deep, drives two defenders, pulls two defenders back. And that creates this separation here with Poulin. And again, if you watch Poulin shoot that puck, she doesn't stick handle. It's just on her stick, off her stick. And that's why she's one of the best goal scorers in women's hockey. Okay, so now watch some NHL footage. This is Nashville here. We're going to watch the team in white. And I love this clip because it's a cross and drop over the blue line. Okay, so right here, when this guy gets the puck, he's a little bit ahead of these two players. Okay, so anytime you find yourself ahead, all right, then yeah, you know what you can do to be able to buy time for your teammates is you can look to cross the puck towards the middle and then drop it back. But if you do that, it's really important that after you pull this puck to the middle, okay, now you become the mid lane driver. All right, so watch this clip here. I'll rewind it a little bit. Great shoulder check right there. He's going to shoulder check again as he comes over the blue line, drops. He becomes X2. Here's our X1. Our X3, and now we're going to come back to the fourth attacker right there. We move the puck on his stick, off his stick. Goalie makes a nice save there. So this is Toronto. Toronto's in white here. And the reason why I wanted to show this clip is because this is 4-on-4, okay? And this happens to be, Toronto is going with two defenders and two forwards here. And right here, okay, this is Muzzin, I think, and he's a D. And he's committed, all right? He's going to be now that mid-lane driver. He's going to go hard to net here, right? John Tavares, nice little delay right here. And look, he's drawn 1-2 Montreal players in towards him. And now he's going to move that puck back to that second wave of the attack. And when he does, Hall gets this puck. He's got all the time and space, takes a nice shot. You can't give a pro that much time and space to shoot the puck. It's going to be in the back of the net, right? So here's another nice clip of Toronto. This time Toronto's in blue, okay? And they're going to, I love this. Again, look how far ahead this player is. But instead of attacking a 1-on-3, all right, he's going to buy time here. Watch him buy time. He comes through the middle of the ice. Okay, now there's my teammates. There's the kick. Now he's going to drive hard to net here. All right, we got our F1, our F2, our F3 over here. And we're going to come back to our F4. We're locked and loaded, ready to shoot that puck. All right. And a good opportunity for Toronto at the net there. Okay. One more thing that we're going to talk about here is the importance of this close support. I've already kind of mentioned it on this entry, trying to create this 2-on-1. So we can also take advantage of shallow chips into the offensive zone or direct plays from X1 to X2 here. And whenever this happens, so if a D stands up on the blue line, right, you're probably going to end up, X1 here is not going to have a ton of speed, okay? So if that happens, and we can either lay a puck in behind D1 here to our X2 or do a nice little shallow chip, if we can recover this puck before the goal line, then we can look to make another play, whatever that play is going to be. But what's important that happens is that your third person now that ends up overing the blue line becomes your mid lane driver. okay? And your fourth attacker becomes your dot driver right there. So we could still end up making another number of plays here. We can shoot, feed the driver, look to go F3, right? So that's awesome. But sometimes when we come into the zone, you're going to find that you're not able to get the puck to net, okay? But you got to keep the puck alive and you got to keep puck possession. So another thing that we can always do is we can now chip that puck deep into the zone. And when we do that, okay, now our X2 is going to be in a great position to be able to recover that puck. All right. And at the same time, if we collect pucks below the goal line, all right, and we're under pressure, we're going to look to move that puck east or west to our dot driver, who's in a perfect position again to be able to recover that puck. So now we can generate some offensive momentum in the offensive zone, all right, without losing control of the puck. So let's just take a look at some of those clips where we either do little chip passes in behind to D1 or direct plays in behind to D1. So first of all, I'm going to stop it here. We're in black and we're playing against Russia. And I'm going to point out Natalie Spooner, okay? She's our X2 here. And she's going to end up squeezing this dot line because she's going to create this 2-on-1 against this defender. And this defender right here is going to step up on us. And so we're going to be able to nicely, this player here, lay a puck in behind this defender here to Natalie Spooner. And because we were able to do that, okay, this was our X3. Natalie Spooner was our X2, but now she becomes X1. This becomes X2. And our fourth right here becomes our X3. And watch, this player over here now becomes our fourth. Okay, so everything has shifted. Nice little play at the net. We almost put a rebound away. Okay, so one more clip here. This time you can see the U.S. is doing a pretty good job. We got two defenders here. There's not much that we can do to be able to make a shallow chip in here and recover this puck. And our X2 actually isn't quite close enough. So I like this. This is our D. Okay, she shoulder checked as she came through the neutral zone. She sees that the U.S. is doing a really good job here of back checking. So instead of doing a shallow chip, we're going to do a deep chip, okay? Right to our X2, who's going to pick up that puck. We're going to be under pressure when we pick it up. So what are we going to do? Look at this. Our X3 is in perfect position. We're just going to release that puck to X3. Now we have puck control in the offensive zone, and now we can generate some offense with an offensive zone play. So nice redirect there for us and a good opportunity at the net. Here's another example. Again, we're not able to generate anything really off the attack here, and we end up chipping this puck here. We're in red. We chip this puck deep into the corner. We recover the puck ourselves. Again, X2 right here. This is the importance, folks. You want to finish your routes, just like a power play, right? Finish your routes here. So now watch, when we pick up this puck, we're going to be under pressure, but we can release it right away. We release it. We're able to maintain puck possession. Now we're offensive zone play. Nice little move at the net. And again, great position for everybody numerically to be able to recover pucks and maintain puck possession in the offensive zone. So how the hell do you, excuse my language, defend this? Well, one of the most important things when you have a clear 3-on-2 against you, okay, it's really important that your strong side defender doesn't overplay the puck carrier, because if they overplay the puck carrier, you're going to end up with a 2-on-1 in behind you. Okay, so what has to happen is your puck carrier has to play this 2-on-1. All right, they have to play 2-on-1 to buy time for your back checker to get back and help out. All right. And our rule is our D always take the speed, and our first forward back either has the puck or they have the highest player, whoever ends up being the highest player. So let's watch some video to see how this sorts itself out. So here we're in red and we're playing against the US, and the US are going to turn this puck up the ice. Okay. And you can see right now, all right, they have a clear 3-on-2 against us. All right. But this is awesome. I want you to watch Jocelyn LaRock here, our strong side defender. Okay. She's going to play this 2-on-1. She's not going to overcommit to this puck carrier, because if she does, there's a 2-on-1 right here. All right. So she's got to hold this lane right here as she comes back to buy time for Natalie Spooner, okay, to get back and help out. All right. So she does that. And right now, okay, our Ds took the speed right there, and our forward ends up taking the high player. Everybody's in awesome defensive positioning. It ends up being an outside shot on net. Our goalie can easily handle that for us. Okay, so here's a look, some NHL clips. We're going to watch the team in white defend this. Okay, so this is the Islanders. This is you can see the attack here. 1, 2, 3. It's a 4, right here. New Jersey's got 4 attackers coming down the ice. But really, really important is this player right here. Okay, he's got to play this 2-on-1. He's got to buy time for this back checker to get on good defensive positioning. Okay, and so right here, all right, we're going to end up taking the speed. We're going to take the speed, speed right here and take the speed. And then our back checker is going to do a great job, and we're going to track the puck right here. And you'll see that they end up, boom, okay, good defensive positioning, good stick on puck over here, outside shot, goalie should make that save, and they do. Okay, so another clip here. This is Toronto. They're in blue. They're playing against the Oilers. Oilers are in white here. Oilers are going to get the puck. They're going to come up the ice. And I love this clip already, okay, because we got a Toronto defenseman already pointing like, hey, pick up this far guy here. Someone's got to pick him up, right? It's a clear 3-on-2 against us as we're coming back down the ice here. So right here, our D knows we've got to play this 2-on-1 to buy time for our back checker to be able to pick up the high player, okay? So right here, an awesome job right here. And now, right, everybody's with everybody. D side, right? And we're lined up with the puck right here, right? And they take a shot and they have nothing. I think I have one more clip here. This is Toronto against Montreal. Toronto's in white, all right? So again, we have right here happening a 2-on-1. Okay, we can't overcommit to this puck here. If we do, you can see there's going to be a 2-on-1 and behind. All right, so we got to hold this 2v1 right here. We want to do that just enough time to be able to make sure our first forward back now can track this puck. Again, you're going to see our Ds here are going to take the speed as they come towards the net here on the entry, which they do. We're in good D side positioning, D side, outside shot, and there's not much for Toronto at the net. So hopefully, you enjoyed the presentation. I'm going to share with you some drills here that I like to do to practice my zone entry. But hopefully you saw that when you have numbers on your entry and you have structure, there's so many different looks that you can create. So the top 3 drills here that go across your stream from left to right here is a sequence of drill. It's part 1, part 2, part 3. And this first one here is a 1-on-0. The second part is a 2-on-0, and the third part is a 3-on-0. So just quickly explain some of these drills for you guys. So right here, we have a green player with a puck. They take off up the ice, exchange it with the black jersey here, and then the green player does a nice reverse pivot, shoulder checks, gets the puck back. And then as they're coming through the neutral zone, like practice skating through the neutral zone, practice trying to carry the puck in towards the middle and then outside driving. And as you're coming through the neutral zone, shoulder check. Like that's a habit. You got to harp on your players, shoulder check, little move here over the blue line, and then take your outside shot. This is a great first drill to use for your goalies for warming them up. One thing that I like to do with mine too, with this drill, is focus on your puck recoveries. So if that puck goes into the strong side right there, then that player has to recover that puck quickly, 3 hard strides towards that puck, and bring that puck back out to their line. If the goalie makes the save or the rebound goes to the far corner, then I just have our players square up to the goalie and 3 hard strides out. So the second progression is the same start as the first progression here. But now the black jersey here, when they get the puck, they take off up the ice. And now we're going to practice this lateral kick. And I have it shown pretty low here. And if this happens, you might want to exchange the puck a couple times through the neutral zone. But we want to work this lateral kick here before the blue line. And now we're going to have the black jersey is going to drive this net. And now we can either shoot or we can feed the mid lane driver for a 2-on-0 here. Okay. And then when we go to 3 against the same progression, starts the exact same way as part 2 of this drill, except now we have an additional player that comes from this side of the ice that's going to keep their eye on the puck as they come around their line. And when they come into the zone, really important that they're a step or 2 behind X2. And now we can practice feeding F3 and the importance of on your stick, off your stick shooting mentality, right? Or making sure when we shoot here, it's going far pad, because you got to practice that. This is a drill that I love to do. A lot of times any day of the week, really, but it's a great first drill to start your practice off because it warms your goalie up, and it gets everybody involved. This second sequence of drills, again, there's 3 parts to this: part 1, part 2, part 3. But this one starts off 2-on-0, progresses to 3-on-0, and then 4-on-0. And the start is a little different than the last 2 sequences here. But the start on this one is we have a green jersey come across the ice, and we exchange pucks here with our partner. And as we come up through the neutral zone again, we're looking to exchange pucks, but then work on that kick, right? You want to kick that puck wide, drive the net, and now we're looking to feed that driver. This sequence of drill, I like to do after, there's a lot of skating to it, but I like to do it after we've already had our goalies out on the ice doing a goalie session. So, maybe not a great drill to do if your goalies aren't warmed up yet, but if they are already warmed up, it's a great first drill that you can incorporate. The part 2 of this drill, a little bit different than the start. Instead of going cross ice, now we come up the ice. We may exchange the puck a couple times through the neutral zone, but whoever has the puck as you approach the offensive blue line here, you're now going to transition the puck to one of the lines. And whatever line you move the puck to, that player is going to then immediately come up the ice, okay, hard with the puck. The other 2 green jerseys are going to regroup in behind that player and join the rush with them. And again, we're going to work the importance of carrying the puck through the neutral zone here through the middle of the ice, then kicking that puck wide, all right, and then working our different options off the entry here, off our 3-point attack. And once the puck crosses over the offensive blue line, then the next 2 players here in the far lane are ready to go, starting the drill anew, going the other way. And then how we add a 4th player to this is simply whoever doesn't receive the puck after everybody's gone by, you're now going to come out and join this rush coming up the ice. And the key thing that I like about when you have the 4-point attack, you can be really creative doing different things here, whether we drive the puck deep, go back to the 4th, whether we come in, delay, go back to the 4th, or we come across the top and go back to the 4th. So many different options that you can teach your team. But this drill, this sequence, I like to do on Mondays or Tuesdays earlier on in the week, because there is a lot of skating and it's higher volume. So it's a great drill to be able to really work your players. And then lastly, a drill that I like to do either for a pregame skate or the day before we play, because this drill is usually done the bottom here in your lines. And what happens in this drill is we have a unit here in black jerseys, F1, F2, F3. F1's going to come across the ice with the puck, zip it across to F2. F2 is now going to drop it to F3. And those 3 players are going to then transition the puck to these 2 defenders right here. And you can work any type of a neutral zone regroup you want. At the beginning of the year, I usually will dictate what we're going to do, whether it's a quick up or whether we build it. But towards the end of the year, I want our players to read and react, right? So now these 2 D transition the puck up the ice, and now we come back 3-on-2 against these 2 red defenders here. And with this, now after the initial attack, now we're going to work on our puck recoveries, right? Get onto those pucks really quickly. I usually give them about another 10 seconds, 7 to 10, to work an offensive zone play, whatever they want to do, create another scoring chance. And then when you blow that whistle down, the 2 red defenders have to sprint back up to the blue line, because they're going to take the next regroup with these 3 red jerseys right here, who are then going to start the drill anew and come back against these 2 defenders who just regrouped. So it's a great drill. Again, I really like to do that drill for a pregame skate, especially if everybody's dressed and or the day before we played. But happy to take any questions that you may have right now. Let's just have a look to see if there are. I think there's just one question. I think there's a couple in the Q&A. So any good drills to practice sequencing that dot lane for X2? Thanks. So um, I hope that I think you might have asked this question earlier on in the conversation, but hopefully you were able to see that in a couple of drills that I did show here, just the importance of that X2 as they come up in any of those drills that I showed, as they come up, practicing that kick, like moving that puck right wide right here as they enter the zone. And then after they move that puck wide, the importance of going to net hard. And again, remember the importance of squeezing this dot line to try to create these 2-on-1s in this area of the ice. That's really, really important. So hopefully those drills that I shared helped with that and answered that question. And let me just see, I think we're good with questions for this one. So I hope everybody enjoyed the presentation. We're going to be back again in a couple weeks here on Wednesday, March the 3rd, again at 3 p.m. And our next presentation, folks, is going to be on power play, and in particular, how to move the penalty kill to create your looks at the net. So hopefully you'll join in on Wednesday, March the 3rd. Thanks so much for being a part of today's presentation, and have a great rest of your day. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.